someone would, again, because I have seen Zom's been picking up Asher on other maps, but it seems like he's sticking with the Omen on this map. And it's because Asher can disrupt timing so well with the grab walls. But look at this aggression from Mata up sewers. Huge pick on the Dapper.
Get Tens right back to work, though, here, dashing in and making that a close-range fight with the Classic. Only one right click is all it took to find that return kill. So we talked about Dapper maybe trying to get some space. Unfortunately, not able to do it in the pistol as they look to wrap over towards C. They got the spike in hand, but they're in a bit of trouble as the Jets hop on the board. It's scrambling.
Yes,
they're finally going to get to C, and it is open.
Yeah, they are going to get to C after kind of an aggressive A peek that led to a pick, and then the response on B, back and forth. But now, as you said, we're sitting here in this 3-on-3 situation. Shazam throwing some shock darts and recons. Yay, trying to get the flank. The timing is perfect. They didn't anticipate this, and he lands 2 huge one-taps.
On a map that we don't know what to expect. This is the best way to get started, but it's not over until it's over. Finally, Ye will close it out. 4K for 4K for the Jets.
Wow.
Tens already having the daggers online. Ye right there behind it. Either way, it's ANDBOX taking the pistol.
Bro, what a round, bro. So many fireworks popping off in that one. I mean, just when you thought that Ye had pulled off the crazy clutch, Tens looked like he was about to reel it back in, but Ye did put on the finishing touches there. Huge round for him with the quad kill, kicking things off that Jet right away. Both Jets getting quad kills that round. And like you said, the daggers are already about to come to fruition for Tens, which would not be a bad round to do it, right? You're trying to be economical. Yeah. You're not force buying. You pop the daggers here. Maybe you give a chance to kind of do something crazy. Yeah, there it is. I'm not shocked at all. In fact, I think this is the right call.
And no harm, no foul as Ye hanging onto that Sheriff into this round, quite possibly looking to have that operator here early. It's just Tens out towards C long with the dagger in hand, making sure nobody pushes up, and the rest of the squad stacked up. So an awkward split, a 4-1 split towards C.
Yep.
See how it turns out here. Tens has to be that that tip of the spear.
Yeah, he got darted, so he will retreat back to closet to pull that off. The cam is still set up from Dapper. They're out long to try to help him out. A flank, though, coming in from Mata. That's huge. The daggers are off the board. Now it's only the pistols in play for Sentinels. They're getting mopped up on the site.
Wow, and that just feels terrible. Not only a flawless round, but the flank has been getting so much. It was Ye in the pistol. It was Mata in this one, taking down the tip of your spear in Tens with the Blade Storm, and it's flawless. So it's this bonus now coming through. Not any. Oh my goodness, there it is, the operator online for Ye. I wasn't too sure where he was headed. It was a Phantom at first, but this is the best bonus you could ask for, honestly.
Exactly, and I wonder if Sentinels will even anticipate that. They might have realized that he didn't really invest into the previous round too much, and so they know that it's possible. As I said, that he actually sold it back and picked up the Phantom instead. Not a bad call. It would have been sick to see the operator out, though, in the first round. Maybe catch Sentinels off guard a little bit, as we do have a bit of a pause. Seems like it might be technical, so hopefully we'll get back into the mix here pretty soon, as again, this aggressive defense from ANDBOX, you know, popping off these really well-timed flanks, doing it very rapidly, making it hard for Sentinels to pick up on, has so far worked. But you just have to wonder, is that like a limited gimmick, or is that something they can consistently roll out round after round to just keep disrupting Sentinels? Because we know Sentinels, with this lineup, a crazy explosive team, right? You have so many heavy hitters between Sick and Tens leading the charge. You know, having someone like Shazam, who while on the Sova, still is no stranger to being an aggressor in his own right, you know, coming from his own primary Jet roles on this team for pretty much his entire history of the team, and being the shot caller of the team. So I would expect there to be a lot of early round skirmishes is what I'm trying to get at here, and those are really going to dictate the pace of how this plays out.
And a lot of, I guess, respect given there for this space, right? Using that drone nice and early, as they know they might be playing aggressive. 2 rounds in a row they pushed up. Obviously, last round a bit more expected, as you've got the weapon advantage. It gets caught out, and it is Ye picked up the op. So that technical timeout was just enough for him to say, you know what, I am just going to send it on their first rifle. Yeah,
trying to test the waters of A control here as Sentinels. They did exchange drones up through Sewers line. Didn't really get the territory they wanted. They kind of got found out, Sick being darted. Kind of forced them to retreat. Now Ye takes up that angle. That's going to free up the rotations for the other 2 players on site to help reinforce B and be a quicker C rotation if need be. As we certainly do see that Sentinels are looking to get that garage control. Again, they like to just bunch up and explode. They love these 1-4 type split plays that we've been seeing. And we're going to see a lot of them throughout the series, I'd imagine, as they have full garage control. Mata, this might be a well-placed flash, Tanner.
off the top of the head of one. Able to get the curveball out and find that kill. Able to trade it back, but Seb goes huge right there, backing up his Phoenix. And it's all up to Zombs. The one player on the split out towards C-Long has to find a 3K here. The operator quite far away. Full HP here and a Vandal in hand. The spike, unfortunately, not in a favorable spot.
Yeah, that was just a really impressive sequence there from ANDBOX, just peeking off each other so effectively, particularly Mata and Seb, just knowing how to play off of each other there. We'll get the 3-0 start, and now Sentinels are back to saving. And I mean, yeah, this was perfect.
Yeah.
Such a great timing there from Seb and Mata to just get those trades, establish that crossfire. And yeah, they get a full enchilada on that bonus, and now they're rewarded with this. Mostly Sheriffs for Sentinels.
Deploying drone.
Yeah, he's still holding it down over towards A-Long, so not going to give up sewers for free. Boy, it's spotted out up on top of the box B. He does take his leave, and he's going to look to reposition. It's garage control once more. Curveball to come on through. Boy stays alive a bit longer to fight another day, but it's the same strategy. What feels like now 4 rounds in a row. It's a dash inside the Cloudburst. Maybe he's in trouble. No, close in the first one. He's going to find one, make it a second, and Boy is able to back him up. He gets spotted out and finally taken down. But once more, Sentinels on the back foot. It was only the pistols, the Sheriffs. There was a quick hit towards C, and it's looking like going to be stunted as a whole. Dapper only good for one there on the way out as ANDBOX pushed to 4. And Dust, I said it in the pistol, it's the best way to get started, but now 4 rounds later, 4-0 for ANDBOX on a map that we had no idea what to expect.
Exactly, no results on this map since they put this 5 together, and again, historically, not a very strong map for the core of this team. I think they had like an 8-10 record in total on this map since becoming ANDBOX. Meanwhile, again, Sentinels have 52 matches played coming into this with near 80% win rate, with 60% win rates on both sides of the map, and we know how difficult defensively Haven can be because of how large it is and how it kind of requires you to get early information to be able to rotate effectively and disrupt the attack, who can just kind of load up and play the fact that you're going to be maybe a little bit spread thin. But that's so much intel that just got taken by that hand. We are going to see an explosive attack, though, with that running back here from Sentinels to try to force through anyway.
When Seb trying to play a bit sneaky inside of that Cloudburst, instead Tense grabs control of the jet domain there. The spike to be planted, and Sentinels finally find themselves in a favorable position. Up 1 player with that Cypher off the board. I believe Ye did pop the dagger, so he's going to be looking to find something off the back end. And he still has the operator for those long-range battles. And it's all 5 members stacked up towards long here, Dust.
Yeah, indeed. No Hunter's Fury available for Shazam, but still they can just ping that spike and just play this post plant and just kind of line up the bodies. But Ye can look over things with this op and really cause problems in the post plant, perhaps. So far, so good.
Spike diffuser killed. Not even going to get it halfway. It looks so close. His Boy
turns
the other way. The dark cover is just enough. No, finally going to get spotted. Shazam takes him down, and Ye just needs to get away. Op in hand, 2 HP. And that spike will blow. Sentinels on their second rifle will finally get on the board. And C still seems like the place to be.
Yeah, that was actually a little bit dangerous. I thought maybe, just maybe, Boy was going to sneak that one through. But as you said, the dark cover eventually faded in time for Sentinels to sniff him out and deny that spike defuse. Again, just an explosive attack there from Sentinels, really off the back of that run it back from Sick. There are a few people scarier than him when he has that ult in play, getting his first kill of the game, as it has been a very slow start for Sentinels compared to what we're used to on this map. But that's maybe a way to start getting a foothold in the game. But again, that required a lot to win that round, right? Having to invest the ult, having to just really catch Seb early. And how can they follow up? And Ye so far is saying you're not going to follow up.
The ult orb not picked up there. They do concede that. And a blaze wall to get Mata out as Tens gets spotted. Now needs to be careful on the cross. Not sure if he already used that tailwind. It is going to be a Cloudburst just to get away and some covering fire on top of it. But I think at this point, if you're ANDBOX, A didn't work. You know that they're most likely looking to hit C here.
Yeah, possibly. I think they're doing a good job with their defensive placement. Just kind of letting the timing, though, could be really a problem for Boy. Didn't get caught with his pants down, though. Was able to get the smoke down and stay alive. Recon, though, about to be sent into the site here. He's about to possibly get found out, but he's playing well. Ult comes in towards Dog, but Boyd playing up front, gets 2. Spike down and gets a favorable retake opportunity, and Mata will capitalize. Such a well-timed play. I love the discipline, but yet the fearlessness of Boyd combined together to hold that front line. Avoid the ult, as you know that ult likely is going to go gong, so he bypasses that, and then he buys time for Mata to swing in through Link. That was a brilliantly designed hold on B site.
And that dark cover, that's the second or third time that I've seen Boyd toss that one out. And it's not just a dark cover to kind of close that entrance. It's a little bit deeper towards mid. So that way, when you walk onto B site, hello, you're seeing Boyd right in your face. You don't get a whole lot of wiggle room. Yay, forced the dash away there with the tailwind, getting shot through the wall, tagged up a bit, almost losing the operator there, but we'll hang on to it for a bit longer. It's a couple of rifles, make it 3 for Sentinels, and a couple of pistols. Dapper and Zombs be wielding those. Tense going deep into that cloud burst again, right in that default area. Hunter's Fury gonna attack one. Boy gonna be sat down if he getting spotted out. Now Seb able to find the kill, trading it back, but not a whole lot off the back end. The rifles coming online. No, the rifles for everybody. A 2v1 ANDBOX turning this one upside down. It looked good for a second until it didn't.
Yeah, Seb has been doing such a great job anchoring over here towards this C-slide and towards Garage. The timings on which he chooses to peek as well as hold for rotations has been brilliant. And just generally speaking, ANDBOX's rotations have been so on point. They seem to be lightning fast to react. And it's because Sentinels don't really throw too many fakes. Like, we've seen them put some A pressure, like long and sewers, and then kind of fade back off of it to go B or C. But other than that, once you kind of spot 2 or 3 members committing, you know that they're going to keep going. They're not going to stop. That's just the type of team that Sentinels are since, you know, 10 is coming to the fold. Just trying to play aggressive and 10. Speak of the devil. That's a way to get things going when the going has been getting tough. And with limited firepower, just send the daggers flying, and he's not done, Tanner. He's lighting up the kill feed. And now he's got an op, and now the neural death is out.
They do get the information. It's Boy now backing up his teammate Mata on this side. Daggers not going to find the ult just yet, but they should be able to run down the body, and it was a pistol round for Sentinels, looking to close things out in thrifty fashion with a couple of upgrades while doing it. Now Seb, so huge on that C site. We'll see what he can get done on the A site. Picks up 1. Minimal damage. Can look to find another fight. It's sick. Wielding that operator this time around. And neural theft tossed out for the information at the very least. There's a couple playing underneath this heaven area, but there's so many angles to peek here, and this is just such a bad spot to be as he starts to make some noise. Yeah, I think this is all she wrote here for Seb. Might just look to save on the way out, try and find some exits, take these guns. A huge thrifty round from Sentinels there with 10s kind of, again, being that spear tip. That's what we needed from the daggers.
Yeah, just, you know, knowing that ANDBOX has been playing forward on some of these peripheral angles, they decided to go for the updraft dagger play to pick long A, and they're able to capitalize. 10s, again, showing you that ferociousness, that fearlessness, the relentless push. Able to yield a thrifty round, and that might be the spark that Sentinels needed to start coming alive here. Again, they had such a slow start on some of their key players. Meanwhile, ANDBOX has been playing the defense almost to perfection. Again, they have really timed their rotations well. They're being aggressive when they need to be. Seb's playing really smart and disciplined when he's anchoring sites. It has been a good mix as they now pivot the operator of Ye towards C-side. Try to keep that dynamic defense going, Tanner. Trying to make it hard for Sentinels to read where that op's going to be positioned and where their heaviest defense is going to be in place. But now Sentinels are looking to get that intel at sewers and A with the drone, and they may follow up on it. Spike is definitely pivoting that direction.
And interesting enough, Sentinels opted into not hanging on to that operator there at the end. So it's just going to be rifles across the board. They didn't want that attacking operator, the 5,000 credit investment. Just they dropped it at the end of the round, and they looked to go right back to work. Yeah.
I mean, certainly it's a little bit harder to use the op nowadays with the movement accuracy that you know, use on the attacking side. They're going to see the run it back from Sika. Looking to try to throw a bit of a fake here. Like, kind of the first real fake we've seen out of Sentinels. Ye, though, in the meantime, has caught Zombs in Garage, and now he kind of realizes that maybe A is not the commitment. The thing is, no one's really rotated yet. It's still a 3-man A defense, so it seems like ANDBOX are still pretty sure that it's going to wind up A, but they would be wrong. And this could be Sentinel's chance unless Ye can keep teeing off with this operator. So disciplined to not pull the trigger there. But still misses.
Goes for the next. Unfortunately, not going to find that. Boy looks to hop on up from the shadows onto the site. Now the spike to be planted and a couple of kills traded back. So they do avenge Zombs here on this C take. As two members huddled up over towards this default position. 6 still holding it down. Make sure nobody comes up through garage. It's actually 3 on this default position. So this could be an unfortunate peak coming around this side. As Sick has since moved towards the back of the side. I'm wondering if ANDBOX are just looking to hang on to this. They're playing this so slow and they're running out of time. They're running out of HP. They're running out of players, as Seb can only do so much, and it's 1 kill here into that round. Now Sentinels push to 3, and they're starting to mix it up.
Yeah.
ANDBOX had a read for quite some time, Dust, and now Sentinels they're coming online.
I'm kind of shocked they held that 3-man A defense for so long. I assume once Ye got that pick through Link into the garage that they would have maybe considered breaking that A defense up a bit, but I guess they really thought that maybe Sentinels were trying to throw a bit of a double fake and kind of feint C and still wind up A. They kept those 3 players there. It left Ye kind of stranded. He was smart to back off in the back halls and, you know, not commit his life, but missing that shot on long opened up the door for Sentinels. Now they're looking to once again aggress A early, and this time Ye is going to get caught. Mata trying to come in with the sheriff to equalize things will succeed. This is a round that ANDBOX, of course, are on the thrifty side of things, but they keep it at a 4-4 so far, and they have a good A defense in place as far as personnel.
Dapper missed out on that kill. It stings a bit, but Shazam is there to back him up as he hopped away. Vice has since taken this position, though, from Mata. Now, do something crazy with the sheriff in hand, but Dapper, the buddy system, coming up huge for a couple of kills for Sentinels over towards this A site. Boy, the only player with really anything to work with in this Spectre in hand. Find ourselves in a 3v2, and the call is to rotate.
Yeah, good job there. Good disruption by Sentinels. They now have the 3-on-2. As you said, Boys, really the only one that can contend with the Spectre. They are rotating quick enough. They might actually get here in time. The problem is the firepower is just lacking. It's going to take some key shots, particularly with Seb and the Sheriff. He's trying to lurk through the smoke. Will he catch the timing? Looks like Shazam is on it. He spots both players inside the site. They're going to try to swing through anyhow, but Sentinels are just too prepared. Good job by Shazam taking that angle to make sure that they would not get the wolf pulled over their eyes. And so Sentinels this run, I think at least 3 rounds in a row. And they're closing the gap, man. Only a couple rounds left to go in the half. They might be able to equalize. This is a solid recovery.
And how often does this happen, right? How often do we see, 6 rounds usually kind of be that wall that teams hit where the other team, maybe it took 6 rounds for Sentinels to finally feel this team out. We talked about there isn't, if any, with this roster, a whole lot of information for ANDBOX and Haven. So Sentinels really coming into this one blind.
Yeah, that's a really good point to make, Tanner. I mean, maybe they didn't expect to see the Jet come out, for instance, from Ye, considering that he has not really played Jet on any of the other maps in the pool lately. So that may have been a curveball on its own right. As Ye does have the daggers coming into this round, but obviously also has the operator in tow. Sentinels a little bit slower this time. Not really looking to go too heavy on pressure, though Sick is now starting to put a little bit of emphasis over on Garage, or at least, make someone respect that position with that flash. Now takes a shot over at Ye. Takes him down heavily here. Boy, in the meantime, playing that 4 position will catch the Dapper lurk over at A lobby. Even there's no Asher to deny Dapper, there is indeed this Omen. I bet Dapper was probably like, yes, no, Asher to ruin me trying to lurk. Right. Hey, all right. Now let me have a little fun, but unfortunately, Boy had different plans.
And they just keep denying that, right? They're not giving up anything over towards the A lobby, and it forces Sentinels to play towards C. Now, they have been making it work. I think it's 3 out of the 4 wins that they've got have been on this C site. Now looking for another as that spike goes down. It is favorable for Sentinels in the HP department. Make it even more favorable. Inside the dark cover they go, and it's only a 1-for-1. As that paranoia blinds everybody, and 10 sprays them down. A nice little 4K to inch closer to a tie game at the half. Now, as we look at this one, Dust, and we're about to go into the half, are you worried that it's going to take Sentinels, another 4, 5, 6 rounds to figure out how ANDBOX is going to play on the attack?
I'm not necessarily sure about that. I think it was more about just getting their individuals popping off and getting their aim true. And now that's starting to happen, right? They're starting to feel it. They're starting to get those sprays more accurate. They seem to just be, you know, just vibing a little bit better as TenZ is starting to pop off now as well. So I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm not sure what to expect from ANDBOX's attack, neither is Sentinels. So it certainly could come into play. But I think it was more about them just kind of waking up individually, I think was kind of the bigger thing, and they've done that. As Ye looks to get aggressive. Dagger v Daggers here out in middle. TenZ was spotted by Ye, and Ye is not backing up. He's looking to commit forward. Spots TenZ, spots Sig. Bye-bye. Huge opening for ANDBOX.
Make it a third. They're looking for 4. Only going to find the thigh of Shazam. 2 daggers to cut him down to 50 HP, but the rest of the ultimates for the squad coming online. Dapper to be there, not spotted out, actually, and my trade one back, so void to fall, and things are looking a whole lot more doable as I said it. Zeb to pick up another kill in Shazam, who's been whittled away at by just about everybody, sitting on 21 HP. Not going to be enough to clutch things this time around. So 7-5 we go as ANDBOX mount their attack, and that's honestly against Sentinels the best you could hope for.
That was very impressive from ANDBOX. That must be stated again. To not really know what to expect on the map like Haven, where historically they have struggled, and this team as a 5 that's not played yet. Then your first test is Sentinels, the kings of Haven pretty much, other than like a couple of mishaps here and there. Just such an impressive win rate for so many times they've played it. And then incorporating TenZ, you know, as that new 5th, you know, maybe makes you a little bit shaky in comparison to the comfort zones you've had in the past, but still, they've operated well, and to get that big of a number on them on the defensive side of Haven is certainly impressive. But now side switch. We'll have to see if ANDBOX can keep it up.
Standing ahead.
Nice little 5-point stance. Oh, Dapper from downtown picks one up. Mata to fall, and that's a lot of utility now.
That one hurts.
Taking off the board.
Like, you feel like you haven't even really gotten started, and you've already been put to a screeching halt when something like that happens.
And it's the double dink from so far away, and a Sheriff to find some damage back. Unfortunately, even at that range, you would have to double dink with that Sheriff. Oh, I guess not. It would do still that 145 damage here on pistol round. So it would be a one-shot headshot, but unfortunately, it's just the body.
I'm loving this from Zoms. Getting deep into middle to play under window. It'll give them a lot more intel, a lot more flexibility to rotate. They are kind of leaning more towards a retake ace it up. You know, they have the 5-on-4 already. They can play it smart. Just make sure they play together. You know, I'm sure they don't want to concede a spike plant, but if they need to, it's fine. They have all their bases covered. Zoms will have that quick flank opportunity. There is a trap wire that he would have to kind of dodge, but other than that, they're well set up, and this is a good stalling tactic here to put that hot hands onto Ye, force them back left. Maybe into Zoms, who's waiting inside the window.
And gets spotted out, trades some damage, and is able to escape narrowly. 48 HP, finds the toesies of 1s and 10s there to back him up. Not keeping him alive, but finding a couple of kills and finishing what Zoms started. It's Sentinels with the pistol.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Sentinels, man. Like, they can just brute force you sometimes, even if you feel like you've got them. You know, that's what made them so successful on the attacking sides. Even if strategically speaking, they were kind of getting out positioned, they could still just tear you up by, you know, having good spacing and good trading efficiency. And right there, you just see like a nice little situation where Zoms is causing so much of a disruption that it allows TenZ to be free to just swing out garage without having to worry about too many risks. And he's able to stamp out ANDBOX there and start really climbing the score back now. Looking like a tie game is just on the horizon, Tanner, as there's not a whole lot ANDBOX can say about it other than some Sheriffs. They've already been spotted heavily here at long.
And not in necessarily the best graces, or not what we saw when Sentinels lost. They had the Bladestorm online. Ye, unfortunately, not, or nobody really close to the ultimates after that, not finding but 1 kill in that last round. So it definitely stings. And this this Sheriff buy kind of hurts their next buy, right? This isn't really a round where you can afford, you know, an 800 credit investment. And Mata now taken down, sick to find another, but Ye does trade it back. That spike to be picked up, and a 3v4 Shazam to take his leave after picking up that ult door, but the A hit, it's still gonna ensue here.
The thing is, Sentinels never really budged, right? They still pretty much kept most of their forces on this A side of the map. They had only really sent Dapper to see to make sure it was covered. So they still have a very formidable defense in place here that ANDBOX is going to be really hard-pressed to crack. They actually now fade back yet again. And, I mean, time is dwindling. They're going to have to make a decision here very soon. And while it's certainly not likely they'll be able to convert, they need to at least try to get together and get on the same page and try to apply some pressure here as we get to our final 20 seconds or so. They're now heading towards garage, maybe looking to either attack up slope into B or maybe even pivot to just a full C hit. Smoke will go down on the A link. It looks like they are looking to come in, but there's a judge here looking to dish out some verdicts on them.
Yeah, this is, you wish you could just tell them to go back, send them away at 10. Mows down to Dapper there to close it out with the Spectre in hand. And that right there, that is when, you know, watching something like this with the hindsight that we have, it is just so painful.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you just kind of have to roll the dice. Unfortunately, they drew the snake eyes, and Sentinels tie up the game 7 apiece. They will, looks like, keep the judge in play on 10s. Why? Not with the mobility that she has, as the Jet definitely can still make good use of it in full buy rounds, as this is a bit of a bonus, essentially, for Sentinels. 10's close to the daggers as well, so if he can get that 1 kill, and if he needs it, he can pull those out for the longer range duels in this round, as we do see the full buy from ANDBOX, as they waste no time trying to, you know, get that sewers control. Zom's up close. We'll try to stop them.
Shadows traveling.
And Smoke's tossed, unbeknownst to ANDBOX here. They're going to be running into 3, and more importantly, Boy running right into Zoms, up close and personal over towards the sewers, but Seb is able to pick up 2. It doesn't open up the sight just yet. Shazam is still here holding it down in the bonus round, trying to make it hurt, and they do just that. Dapper picks up a couple of rounds, manifests 2 on the A site, and Vice now needs to go huge to clutch it out, or Sentinels are going to grab the bonus.
Oh, 10s jumps in, though, kind of giving Vice a free one-on-one, but Dapper was very quick to follow up to make sure that Vice was not going to be allowed that situation. So now Sentinels will take a lead. I think it's their first lead of the game, if I'm not mistaken, Tanner. They've been playing from behind this entire time. Again, ANDBOX has been so impressive, particularly just having such a stout, aggressive defense with great rotations for retakes when they were required. But now Sentinels are starting to feel a little bit here. Big round for them. They get to just play that defense, kind of let their skill loose. ANDBOX now, again, Sheriffs only, though they could orb out Yay some daggers. Seb also not too far off that Neuro Theft, but as of now, no ults will be in play. He hung around a little too long.
Yeah. Didn't really have anywhere to go on that one, and was really fighting for that orb over towards A-Long. Either way, he's, you know, the same result. He did get his ultimate online, unfortunately paid for with his life.
Yeah, it seemed like he just was maybe hoping a teammate could cover him, or maybe he was hoping Shazam just wouldn't. But I mean, that was just too tantalizing for Shazam to pass on. He had to go out there and take this, and he did. Now they're looking to test, but 10's doing great, evading the pressure. Dapper combining with him, and yes, they will run ANDBOX through the blender. No shocker here. Just not much to work with. Vice gets a little bit of a prize at the end, but unfortunately it's more participation trophy than anything. It'll be 9-7 for Sentinels, but here comes the first real test for them defensively, right? Full buy versus full buy. Yes, they did win the bonus. That was a big one to take down, but now they need to keep that momentum flowing if they hope to keep their map pick on their side of the fence. Big chance for ANDBOX to strike back.
In that full buy for ANDBOX in round 3 of the half, or the bonus rather, for Sentinels, because they forced Sheriffs after losing Pistol, a handful of the team was on light armor, so it makes those Spectres get so much more value, right? That kind of just threw the bonus over to Sentinels. Now this time around, like you said, full buy versus full buy, full armor across the board, and a really great start to take down the operator of Sentinels.
Yeah, you have to feel like ANDBOX's window is starting to close. The result this round would certainly crack it back open. 4-on-4 is how things will kick off, as we had an exchange at long A, both sides suffering a casualty. Meanwhile, we see Sentinels using this to their advantage to start looking into B, which is wide open for the taking. Mata gonna catch 6. So yeah, ANDBOX creeping into B. They still have no idea, and we could even see Seb slip in and catch Dapper completely off guard here. Indeed, he will, and ANDBOX are starting to grab control of this one. Neuro Theft will basically ensure it.
It's such a sick flick from Mata onto Sick there, coming out from that box towards A-Long to pick that one up. Just a huge name, right? You can, it's you know, you pick up a kill onto 10, you pick up a kill onto Sick, and you can kind of get that breath of fresh air, that sigh of relief. Like, okay, we don't have to worry about the blades. We don't have to worry about the run it back or all the flashes.
Oh,
They
what?
swing on through the dark cover. Nice double peek.
No.
Shazam and Zombs going to work here on the B site. Now in a 2v2, the last two playing just outside towards mid. And through the smoke, Vice will pick it up, and Shazam will meet the same fate. ANDBOX battle back. It took a few rounds, but they get it done.
I'm actually surprised that he used to run it back there. Mata, that could have been very useful later. I don't think that was required in that situation. I think they had it without it, so that might come back to haunt them a little bit, in my opinion, Tanner. That could have been such a vital tool for entries onto a site, as they are still playing from around behind. Meanwhile, you have 3 ults in play for Sentinels, including the Neural Death and Hunter's Fury. Zom's not too far off his either. Sick 2 away from his, so they're about to have a huge ult advantage.
Ahead.
Already around ahead. Something to really consider.
Shock dart.
All the utility used there from Vice. Already is Sick. Be on the receiving end of that shock dart. A bit of damage will be healed up, but armorless as Dapper goes for a fight. This time not going to win it, and 10's there to trade. So the buddy system once more for Sentinels. Makes things even across the board.
And look at Zom sneaking up, but he might be wrong on the timing, Mata. That's a huge catch that changes the odds of the round, as ANDBOX are looking to work this tie. Ye still has daggers in play, looking to come into C site. They're going to send the drone forward as a scout. Ten's, of course, hearing this, calling for Sick to rotate. He's finding his timing to peek with daggers actually have gone wide. A chance now to put up a stout defense, and while Ten's has gone down, Sick has stood tall, but still a man behind. Not anymore.
And that Hunter's Fury chips away at Mata, makes things fairly even, and they run it back. All of the ultimates that you talked about are now online. The Hunter's Fury used, and from the shadows available once Zom gets back on the board. But here, most importantly, is Sick.
Oh, no!
Now in the 1v1, the body in the worst possible place. It's 3K for 3K for the Phoenixes, but Mata on top, and ANDBOX not us up at 9.
If he had only just popped it a little bit more around the corner, maybe there was still a hope, but just totally exposed. It was a good use of it, but again, I just wish he would have gone a little bit more around the corner, as that will be ANDBOX tying things up. Brilliant attack there onto that C site. A little bit of a slobber knocker, right? I mean, it's been a little bit back and forth here as far as like the man count goes. There's been a lot of like 4-on-4 to 2v2 type situations that have been playing out, but ANDBOX are starting to get the better of the most recent ones to get this close. They will now have Ye on an op on the attack. We have still seen 10's yet to pick up an op on either side of the map. Interesting choice. Has daggers coming into this round. Everyone else phantomed up. A pressure has been denied. And now we do see ANDBOX beginning to pivot. Ye trying to get that pick onto Dapper. Dapper doing a great job baiting out that shot, though.
And those reaction times, I feel like, is really what separates a lot of these jet oppers, right? Being able to hit those shots on those peaks. It's not easy, any means, but we have seen some players able to pick those up and open up the sides. So they push on to see that's now spiked down on the ground. Nice little flank there. Mata finding another kill as the blades go wide. No, picks up one. He's able to back away for just a moment. ANDBOX up close and personal for Ye. The operator gonna find that kill onto the counterpart. No. Tagged up as Mata, but it doesn't matter. Now we find ourselves in a 2v2, and unfortunately, so much information given as a shock dart goes through. Ye gonna do what he can with an operator in hand in a 1v1. This is for the lead. Shazam has that recon bolt available, tosses it on out, looks to swing off the back end, is gonna do just that and find the kill. Sentinels push to double digits.
Such a smart 1v2 there from Shazam, just being patient, knowing that if he swung to one side, he would give Ye a chance with the op if he was holding the angle, waits on the recon bolt. So well done. Also some props to Sick, just challenging at the perfect time to get a couple of picks to disrupt things on C site long enough to get some rotations. 10's obviously got a dagger pick in the midst of it. All the ults now spent, though, for Sentinels. Meanwhile, 3 ults in play for ANDBOX, and Ye 1 away from daggers in his own right already. So Mata having that run it back can definitely put on the pressure. Having Vice with the Hunter's Fury to clear out angles or to use in post-plant, also a vital tool to tie this thing right back up. As there Mata goes. Oh, that's worked.
Huge. Yeah, from the shadows with the back of the side into the dark cover, and
Spike
Sick
planted.
not gonna get spotted. Does find the kill. Shot to the back of the head is Boy, and unfortunately that spike has been planted, so Sentinel's now working against the clock, and it was a very quick take here. It works out well thus far. Still a 4v4. Curveball to go through. Seb to be spotted out. No, he finds a kill in response.
no.
He picks up another Zombs. Cannot convert on the site. Yay with the knives to close things out. Mata for the last 10 to 10 we go, and ANDBOX refused to give up.
Oh my goodness. Boy, I can't believe he got away with that. I thought he was going to get sniffed out for sure. It was traded back pretty quickly, but the problem was that retake attempt onto Garage from Sentinels. It was a perfect flash on the Seb in the corner, but he had a bit of a bodyguard, a bit of a crossfire established, and they weathered that storm, and they didn't lose a single player on that exchange. They absolutely put up a stone wall to Sentinels, and they could not bust through, and now they're on the Sheriffs again. Meanwhile, there's still the Hunter's Fury available for Vice when required, and they have a massive firepower advantage. It's very likely they're going to find 11th round here and be that step closer towards map point and perhaps stealing Haven away from Sentinels.
Revealing area.
And as we said in the pre-show, right, the next two maps, they bode a bit better for ANDBOX historically. So this one, we're thinking they don't look that great on historically. Again, they look obviously fantastic right now. When you go over to Split and Ascent, things should get a whole lot better, but they do still have Haven to close out here. Need to win 3 more rounds. That Shrouded Step.
Here's a
Get
stat for you,
Zombs
by
out
the
of
way.
trouble.
They've only lost 2 of their last 26 games. This would be massive.
Looking like another here as Ye and Mata come up huge again. It is just the pistols for Sentinels as this round surely to go by the wayside. The hot hands try and clear out the corner, and the spike yet to be planted. Their ball coming out as Mata calls it out. Hey, plant here. Give us some options for the defuse or to play in the post plant. Excuse me, as Ye picks up another dapper. Actually takes down the operator. It doesn't look a whole lot more doable, but at the very least, they're hurting the economy going into this next round.
Yeah, this is, again, just kind of wild to me. Again, Sentinel's only recent losses on Haven were to BBG earlier this stage, and then they lost to Envy in the Grand Finals to Challenger 2 event for Stage 1. Other than that, they have won 24 of their last 26 games on Haven. That is just such an impressive stat, especially with so much parity in the region, yet somehow, someway, ANDBOX, their first official with this 5 on Haven, is on the precipice of stealing this pick away from Sentinels. And what a story that would be. Because when you think about it, we know Sentinels obviously had such a shocker to Challengers 1, losing in the qualifier to BBG. This is one of the maps that did it to them. That has to be brought out. That has to be, you know, emphasized.
Huge curveball there. Just a heads-up utility out because Tens was there, operator in hand.
First round he's had it all game, I think? Other than when he picked it up on an eco?
Yeah, and this is Glass Cannon.
And now they know, you know? So the maybe the shock factor he was kind of hoping for is all gone. He's just trying to take some pot shots here. Now Zombs has an interesting position, but looks like it is going to get checked here by Mata. That's a beautiful entry to start unlocking this A site. Mata going alone, though, essentially, throwing a bit of a fake. Shazam trying to contest here. We'll realize soon that they're not, you know, reapplying pressure. They've actually diverted all their forces back over to C. They have Seb here just kind of lurking B. Everyone's bit on this, by the way. All 4 players are on the A side. Now only 2 starting to rotate through back halls, but it might come too late as the run it back is going to be in play for Mata. He will find the C site completely empty. Again, Seb still has that lurk as well that could come into play. And he spots them all in back halls.
Yeah, and at the end of the run it back there, spots 2 pushing that way. All 4 there, obviously, as we can see, as that Hunter's Fury catches the toes. And it hurts so much more because Tens doesn't have armor. It chips him down to 20 HP now. That is more than enough to click on somebody's body with that operator and find that kill. But the position that they're in this retake, the operator never feels good.
This retake is looking quite grim, but they're going to give it a go here inside Garage. Seb, though, playing the double stack box could be a real problem. Vice is now lurking in behind. Yeah, they're actually trying to fall back and save, but Vice is not allowing that to transpire. He's taken one off the board already.
Taken out.
And there's a kill from Shazam, though. He's at least escaping with this Phantom as best he can. Tense keeps on to the op as well.
Yeah, they...
Oh, no. It's just the op that'll come over. They're in so much trouble.
Match point.
And I'm not... Okay, never mind. It didn't matter at all. I was going to say, I don't know where the economy is for ANDBOX at that moment, so maybe they really made it hurt, but that is just not the case. Going into that one, they could throw the bodies at it. Sure, having the operator is great for Sentinels, but the rest of the squad, it's looking grim.
A couple of Spectres had to come out, man. Yeah, they do have some ults in play, including a running back from Sick, but ANDBOX seemed to have him pegged. Again, that was just such a brilliant job by Mata, doing so well to sell that A fake, to just unlock an empty C site, his ult to, you know, prove it. Wow. And Tens misses another big opportunity at an opening pick with the operator. He did that at long C as well. So a couple of misses have given a little bit more breathing room for ANDBOX, who, again, look like they're about to take this map away from Sentinels, maybe cause another upset in this stage, as Sentinels, of course, got upset by BBG in the Challengers 1 event. So tense, man.
Incredibly important round here. ANDBOX all look to creep up towards this B site. And Mata has been such a driving force thus far in the game, tossing out those curveballs and sniffing out where Tens would be playing ultimately.
Look for C yet again. All 5 looking to come garage route. Tens might be in some trouble. He dodges the paranoia, however, but he decides to stick up to the site, which could be his demise, but he does get away at just the last moment to set up the 5-on-4 retake.
It's a great way to kick things off and around. That is so incredibly important. And there's another kill behind him. Make it a third as Sick will find the spike carrier. And with the hindered economy, with the 0 armor on the Phoenix, Sentinels will find a way to pick up another round. They didn't get to save everything, but they do save the op, and it comes up huge in that round.
Indeed, and they're able to pick up some of the weapons fallen behind there from ANDBOX to upgrade those 2 Spectres, so they'll come in fully decked out in what is the final round of regulation here for map 1 of this upper bracket match. Of course, ANDBOX will not struggle to full buy on their own right. No op for Ye, but that is probably the least of their worries. Right now, it's about just trying to close. They do have that neural theft available if need be. Ten still has the op, but he struggled to find those opening picks. Will this round be different? He will get tested at long C early. Trying to play through the smoke, it looks like. Risky, but it could pay off. He's got the angle. Will they test him? The bait spray to try to force him to peek out into it. Oh.
This next one he hits. For sure, Tens never misses these. And there it is. Tens to find that first kill. Like you said, regulation on the horizon. And he finds another with the knives.
Huge play from Tens. Finally, he's gotten the opening he's been looking for, but Seb on the flank could be a problem. Will they read it? Yes, they do. Sans picks it up, and it looks like overtime is on the cards.
Hey, looking to have something to say about it, but a huge dart there. Give away the position. Now Vice, a bit healthier, maybe would like a bit more to it as he chips away at Zom. So things going to be even against the Omen here, but it's a 1v2 situation no matter what. 30 HP, and he peeks away. Overtime we go.
Oh, baby. You know what? This match deserves it. The great start from ANDBOX, consistently, you know, pretty much ahead most of the game, I would say. Sentinels did kind of get a brief lead there, but then forfeited right back. But right when they need to, they strike back. Tens at a 30 bomb in regulation, and some of the other players who had slow starts have woken up, starting to put numbers on the board, including Shazam at 17. So they finally get it done when they need to keep this map afloat. But again, I have been so impressed by ANDBOX coming into this against a Titan and Sentinels when it comes to Haven. No results of their own to really build off of since Mata and Vice have come on board, yet they have looked so competitive. Thought they were going to win it there for a while, and they had that lead coming into the second half. They were in good shape, but Sentinels able to keep their composure and find a way to win. And I think this was big. Like, Tens had missed probably the last 3 rounds or so. He looked for some early opening op picks and couldn't convert. This round, he comes up huge with 3 massive frags.
Oh,
Jeez, that
man.
was so nasty.
And what stings a bit more is Vice almost gets this done.
Yeah. Absolutely right, man. He definitely gave it a good effort. But now that's all gone. You got to win them back-to-back, baby, or we're going to keep the overtimes flowing for perhaps forever, right? There is no real actual end.
Yeah.
Theoretically, we could play this game for, you know, until we're all elderly. I don't know.
Very
Unlikely.
Very true. Yeah, very true.
Very unlikely, but it is one of the. There is one of those universes that Doctor Strange looked at, you know, in the Infinity War, where we did cast this match forever.
Yeah, where this, you know, it goes 50 rounds deep plus into overtime.
If it stays
But
as exciting as it has been, I'm down for a long ride. You know, maybe not forever, but you know what I mean. Like we can have this one go for a bit. I'm okay.
Seen a glass cannon operator on Ye playing inside that garage position, garage window to be exact, just hanging on to those doors. It's looking like another C hit, and if ANDBOX have learned anything from the Sentinel squad, it's that C is the place to be when they're attacking, and they do stack 2 here, so we'll see what they can't get done. I think more importantly is Mata is holding it down on this side, so he's going to be backing up Seb, who had been solid all by himself.
Absolutely, and look, here comes the push from Sentinels, not wasting much time. Cage trying to delay them, but Tens will not be denied access as he pushes through. Dapper and Tens with clean entries. Mata, not long for this world. Nothing has gone according to plan for Am. Oh my god, will they get clean swept? This would be such a crazy change of pace.
And what hurts the most is Mata, I don't believe he was spotted out, but they're just privy that somebody could be playing towards that back platform, and Tens ends up winning that fight. Now Vice, unfortunately, just has too many corners to worry about. Flawless on the attack in overtime. And I mean, to be quite frank, Dust, Sentinels look pretty darn good on defense as well, having a 7-5 half for themselves. So this is a very tall task, excuse me, for ANDBOX to try to tie this up again.
Yeah, it was the attacking side that was the ones that was, I guess, struggling a bit, right? Both teams got 7 on their defense, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that does make things a little bit interesting to see Sentinels have such a clean take. But what can ANDBOX do? Is there hope for them to keep this OT flowing as they're looking for that early A pressure? Tens trying to get aggressive at garage, but doesn't really find too much. Meanwhile, a drone will come out towards A side. Will it spot these players? Dart misses.
And you try to play off the back end of that drone, expecting somebody to peek, and Mata was there, but he just didn't have the angle, so 0 trades there. And Sentinels pick up 6 kills here in overtime unanswered.
Yeah, that's a very important stat, as ANDBOX have gotten control of garage. They still have spike possession. They still have Mata able to put pressure when need be up sewer side. So they have some chances, but they are a man down, and it seems like Sentinels have most of their bases covered here. They have given up A a little bit, but they can play a retake just fine. They have the advantage to do that. As the spike will come into A, Mata has control of sight. Spike coming up long, being reinforced by the other 2 players. Shazam will play heaven. Big catch.
30 seconds left.
Absolutely huge there from Zombs to find Mata. Now, again, the spike should get planted, but the retake only looks that much better as the shock darts come down, chipping away once, looking for another. Not going to find it, unfortunately, for Shazam. Vice will sneak away, but Sentinel still looking to close this one out. Nice and proper here in overtime. That picks up 1. Still trying to hold it down over toward this A-Link area. Picks up another, and oh my goodness, they're looking to do it. It is now a 3v2. The information is there as Vice stays alive. Seb picks up 3 in double OT. Here we go.
Oh my goodness, ANDBOX convert a 3 versus 5 to keep the overtime flowing just when you thought Sentinels had it figured out, when they had finally woken up and looked to put the final dotted I's and crossed T's on the paper. ANDBOX had a different story that they wanted to write instead. And so this will continue on into round 27. ANDBOX on the defense, Sentinels on the attack once more. Again, you got to win them back-to-back to take the map. Ye has an op again on the defense. Tens, awkward angle. Ye might expect that. Flicks, lands. Both players take significant damage, both still standing.
An even trade there as Ye. Last cannon with the operator in the hand. Tens chip away down to 26 HP. As Mata finds a huge kill. That's on the spike. Recon Bull can give the information. Now needs to try and reposition. Curveball to go on through. Finds another kill, and Ye picks up one as well. 20 HP is all he needs to try and help close out this defensive side. Shazam goes right back to work. Unfortunately, Zombs through the dark cover. Not going to be enough, but can Shazam do it? Two members incredibly low here on HP. He has the spike in hand. He's got 45 seconds to work with.
This is going to be a tall order, though, for Shazam. Yeah, there's a couple of softened targets out there. Yeah, he has spike. Yeah, he's got some time, but he doesn't really have all too much information. He's got to just pop off some frags, and, well, there's a nice little start. He gets one. Recon Bolt into the back halls. Not going to spot either player. Steps into both of them, though. Unfortunate for him. They were ready to take a battle together. Seb will get the frag that was required, and so ANDBOX will take that next step, Tanner. They are one away from pulling off a substantial upset here in this upper bracket to take Haven away from Sentinels, which you would think is just not really doable. It's such a rare occurrence. When you look at this year as a whole, these last four and a half months, Sentinels have only dropped it twice in 26 games, Tanner. That I can't emphasize that enough. They've been so perfect on this, and ANDBOX are looking to take it away from them. They have the momentum.
Found them. Deploying drone.
ANDBOX now on the attack. It's gonna be that same play up towards A. There with the drone though is Sick and Shazam trying to get something done as well.
Ooh.
Fortunately, not a whole lot. So this time, the start of the round wasn't all that great, or what you were expecting from Sentinels.
They're creating a lot of pressure on the ANDBOX side, though, right? They're forcing some rotations out of Sentinels here. They haven't really committed. Meanwhile, they're still, you know, keeping tabs on middle, still leaving that as an option. So, I mean, ANDBOX are doing some good things here. They have spent a lot of utility, and they haven't taken as much space as they wanted, but they are threatening that sewers control, again, while still maintaining presence elsewhere on the map. In fact, Sentinels is kind of leaving C wide open just to make sure that they have garage defended and they actually have a rotation to A side if needed. As ANDBOX is spotted, but they aren't stopped.
Very low HP. There it is. Shazam to close it out onto Mata. Recon Bull can get the information, but Sick is there on the rotate to trade it back. So 2 for 2. An even trade. When you look at that HP, it's pretty scary. And Seb, because they were playing inside garage, and they rotated long back towards spawn, they don't even spot Seb here. This could be it. They're looking to close it out. Tens has to go huge, and that'll do it, boy. And Seb to pick up the last two, and ANDBOX to take